Okay, so today I'm going to show you how we have incorporated Pangaea Networks off into CarrierFinder. And I say Pangaea because I had to ask phonetically how to pronounce it because I was just looking at it for the longest time with just the spelling of it. So anyway, let's take a look to see how one of their lit buildings might show up on CarrierFinder. And we just loaded in, I think, around 3,000 plus buildings into the site. So I'm going to go ahead and just type an address, 1601 New Bridge Road, Bellmore, New York. And they do tend to have most of their services in the New York area. So we go ahead and enter the address, and again, partial address is okay. We see that we entered in this address here. We returned this one. We see the telco is Verizon. Always remember that the most important telco results is this box right here. Got the SILI code, NPA, NXX, COI address, etc. We see that Pangaea shows up here as a DLEC. And then on top of that, what we want to do is look at the lit building report. So we're going to click on this here. And we will see that some buildings are plotted out. And we would see that the building we put in was the 1601. And we actually do get the nearest building is Pangaea Networks, which is at the same address. The next closest is Verizon at 124 feet. And then we got some more Pangaeas and more Verizons. So this is showing exactly how they would show up on our tool. I'm going to also show how we would do a batch qualification. And of course, these are going to be very good opportunity for Pangaea because I'm copying and pasting from their lit building list. I'm going to copy. I'm going to go do a batch request, create a new batch, call it, and I'm just going to nickname it Pang. And what I do is I just paste the rows from Excel, which makes it super easy to do this. Press submit, and we see that we now have translated that into a database format. We click on verify addresses. Each address has now been geocoded. We can see them on a map. And the next thing we do is scan for carriers. So this process can take up to 10 seconds per site. And what it's doing is it's basically looking for who the telco is, who the nearby carriers are, etc. And we're just going to watch this run. I would say with 5 addresses, probably 30 to 50 seconds, somewhere in there is what it's going to take. There we go, all done. So now we see that we actually do have all this information, the NPA and NXX, we've got the telco, the LATA number, CO distance, and we see that pretty much all of them that Pangaea shows up here along with some other companies. And again, remember that these carriers that show up here are just going to be other carriers in that zip code. So it's a very broad stroke when what we see there. And that what we need to do to get details is click on one of these buttons here. So let's just go ahead and do Let's do a different address, and I'll click on Lit Buildings. And now we will zoom in and zero in on all the lit buildings in this area. And we see that again, the original one we clicked on was Pangaea, or was the 2301 Grand, and lo and behold, there they are. So very easy way to do research on lists of addresses, and can be very useful. If I wanted to then export this data, I would click on Export, open with Excel, and all the information that we obtained with all the wonderful things going on in the background are shown here. So, very useful. That's about it. Yeah, that's all we got. So, enjoy, and if you need quotes for services for Pangaea Networks, feel free to click on the quote request, the research, and then the quote request, and we can do pricing for you as well. Thanks, and have a great day.